So when we talk about early warning scores, basically they're the behind the scenes risk scores in an electronic health record. We're really kind of talking about a hospital early detection system, kind of like a dashboard that's constantly pulling vitals, sometimes labs, to flag who might be kind of drifting towards trouble, so the team can step in before it becomes a health crisis. So it's not like blaring alerts, but just steady signals that kind of help us sort today's list into like a high, medium, and lower risk. So the benefits, the biggest benefit I feel is prioritization. Instead of just, Q8s or Q4 vitals for everyone. The early warning score kind of nudges us towards acuity-based care. High acuity-based patients would get more touch points, more like vitals frequently, like say Q2, Q4, fresh assessments, a second look for sepsis perhaps, and then lower risk patients can just continue with the norm per se, and they aren't overworked with unnecessary checks. So it turns a flat care schedule into more of a responsive one. So anyway, basically the earlier, better targeted care leaves us with less, wild goose chases, trying to find critical patients. So basically, effectively not having like a pop-up that hijacks our workflow, and but the best setup would probably be to keep the scores visible, maybe in the EHR header, so that the team can just glance at them, reprioritize, and act. High score, tighten up monitoring, reassess the patient sooner, consider workups. Medium score, step it up maybe a notch. Low score, just kind of stay the course and keep doing what you're doing. But basically the benefit would be for it to be a living kind of triage board, as opposed to like a giant fire alarm every time something occurs, So as with any of the challenges of electronic health records, of course, or even in nursing, we get alarm fatigue. So if you don't have a good model or a good scoring system, you could end up with a lot of false positives. That's kind of why interruptive alerts don't work very well. The sepsis alert pops, and they're dismissed a lot because of they're almost overused or highly sensitive. So and then of course inconsistent application could be a challenge. The ED versus a med-surg floor, stroke floor, PCU, or even ICU, you'd have to change the thresholds, of course, and the data sets, your performance shifts. So what algorithms that they can use may work really well in one department and not another. So And then, of course, resources and workflow. Scores don't save patients, nurses do. So you kind of need to use the whole system in tandem. Visibility in the electronic health record, agreed upon thresholds for things, agreed upon reassessment protocols, sepsis screening for the right patients, rapid response capacities, and ICU pathways that are ready to go. So basically we treat these like a navigation aid. We have to keep it visible, let it shape frequency and focus, and we have to balance tools between sensitivity and nurse's sanity, basically. If we do all those things, we can get earlier action, fewer false alarms, and safer patient care environment without overwhelming the staff.